What's up, everybody? Urgent breaking. What should we do? Bitcoin, Chainlink, Ondo. Are we setting up for some absolute insane upside that just doesn't feel like it's showing in the charts yet in the altcoins? Bitcoin feels like it's just tumbling in the same areas over and over again. What are we to do about it? We got some critical things that it might take a few weeks, might take a few months, but I know I'm stacking for these reasons. Everybody get active in the live chat. Let's see what you're bullish on today, what you're bearish on today. We have $4.7 trillion and expirations coming out today. Some critical things, what that might mean for markets and where Bitcoin, altcoins, Ondo, Chainlink, Solana, Ethereum are going next. Everybody, let's get active in here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Let's get into it. We got some charts to look at. Let's go. Friday. How you doing today, everybody? I got my white shirt on today. I'm always in black, right? I feel like I'm a different person when I wear white, but we got to look at the markets because we got some big things playing out right now and a lot of integrations coming into focus for two chains in particular, Chainlink and Ondo, but also what's going on with this market? Because it feels like the price just keeps staying exactly where it is at. Oh my God, this is on the weekly. Let's get down to like the 2 hour, 4 hour. It's just, it cannot break around this basically 79 to $90,000 region. It's just chopping in this zone. We keep getting what's going to be the day that's going to change it, and the market doesn't do a damn thing. In fact, when we look at what's going on, this is what it feels like. This is a meme that Black Widow posted. This is Bitcoin at 84, 85K. But then you see this in the background. This altcoins just absolutely trying to catch every rip and then dipping back. So with that being said, how's everybody doing today? How you feeling? It is March 21st, Friday. Friday. I played 7 hours last night with my cousin and Jeremy here in the office and another one of his friends. Excuse me, I think his name is Nathan. Played 7 hours of Magic the Gathering. Have any of you ever played Magic the Gathering? I got recently kind of hooked into that with my cousin, and golly, that is such an intense game. But it was quite fun. Had a little time away from the charts. But when we're looking at everything going on right now, we got some key critical signals we got to look at. So as you pour in here, I just want to say I appreciate and love each and every one of you. We are here ahead of the billions of people in the world that have not yet taken the plunge, aka de-risking themselves from this world market, basically fiat currencies, but we are still setting up for a more bullish stance than we've ever seen. And yes, it's true. It feels like the same words over and over again, but this is just where we're at right now. So welcome to the show. My name's Kellam. Welcome to the BitLab Academy family. I hope you're all doing well. Are we live right now? Because I'm not seeing, because I'm on favorites, my bad. There we go. I can see your live chats. We got Dezel said LFG from the mountains of North Carolina. Hey, you guys just had a proposal out to allocate 10% of public, y'all's funds to Bitcoin. So shout out to that. Shout out to Alexander G says, hey, my beautiful granny's garden. Much love to you. Let me see. I don't know why this changes every time. You guys notice this. I have to reformat that every time. Shout out to Granny's Garden. Also shouting out our main mod here, Alexandra G. Happy Friday there, Alexandra. We got that guy. Says, sup, Lab Papacito. How you doing? Lab Daddy is in the house. Juan dropped in a cup of coffee here from X. Shout out to you, my friend. Shout out to everybody that gets live in the live chats there on X. Jason Rohde, always in the house. Sack Nasty. I don't know why this on Ecamm, it doesn't show the emojis. I can see them on the YouTube thing over here though. We got Objectively Real Reality, Objectively. And of course, Sack Nasty here said it's nasty time. Let's get into it. We got some things to look at. So how you doing? Hit that like button on the way and retweet this out. If we can get over 25 retweets on today's stream, which is, let me go ahead and pull that up. It's on my page right here. Shout out. We got pushing up. This kind of oscillates between 39.2 and 39.5 back to 39. So I don't know what's going on in the background algorithm there, but come here, hit that retweet, hit that like button. If we can get over 25 today, we will do a giveaway randomly drawn from those of you that are hitting that retweet button. It could be a quote tweet or a retweet. Either way, get the love out there. Now, we got some things to look at. So let's look at what's going on. It's all over, right? It's over right now. Oh, because it's so frustrating. This is from Nick. If you don't know who Nick is, he's one of the two main people behind Coin Bureau. A nice guy. I met him at a few conferences. Really, really nice guy. But he pointed out here, this is what the April to June 2021 headline said before Bitcoin blasted to an all-time high that November. So earlier in the year, it's all over. People are frustrated. You start becoming disengaged. We could see that on our numbers, just on our streams. It's not the thumbnail, it's not the title, because we basically follow the same format every day based on the news and based on what's going on to keep people informed, to get people in the shows, and then bring you good data as to what's going on, not just opinions, data, looking at variety of different sets of data. And right now, this is when people are at the lowest engagement. And what do we see? We saw Bitcoin slides below 50,000 with 260 billion, wiped off the crypto market. Oh my God, what happened? We blasted to new highs only a few months later. Bitcoin crashes 12% as China reiterates mining crackdown. Decrypt. This is May 2021. Bitcoin crashes towards 30,000 as large you guys know what price we're at now, right? Sometimes you have to wait a little longer than you expect, but we're seeing these headlines over and over again. Bitcoin is tumbling at the end of its worst month in nearly 10 years. We're much higher than that now. Beware, a bear market wave is about to hit Bitcoin, warns JP Morgan. And then we ended up blasting to new all-time highs shortly thereafter. Bitcoin dropped below 30, sparks fear of another crypto winter. Again, do not follow this trend sentiment of bearishness because people are scared because they're not looking at the forest for the trees. They're not understanding the data. Price is something that is, for the most part, irrelevant outside of how you're looking at that in the context of other data that can give you the framework of what's really going on. So just take that into note and realize that this is what the markets feel like when you're super zoomed in. This is what it feels like. But this, when you spread it out over years, this is what it looks like. And spreading out over decades, you realize it's just going to end up being a parabola. So let's calm down. Let's hold our horses a little bit right now. So then when we dive in a little bit deeper, what are we looking at? We're going to be looking at some charts here in a few minutes, but President Trump's crypto czar David Sachs met with the UAE to discuss Bitcoin and crypto. And you know what? I think they also talked about doing a massive investment here, which we're going to pull up here in a second. What is it? 10 years, $1.4 trillion investment framework in the U.S. after meeting with President Trump. And also they just met with David Sachs, who's also the crypto and AI czar. And we also saw that the UAE just put in, they're basically moving forward with tokenizing real estate. They're taking major leaps forward in the blockchain and crypto ecosystem, and yet we're wondering why in a 1 month period market's choppy. Who gives a crap? Take advantage of this before the market runs away. This is what we need to realize. The data is only getting more bullish as more major players are getting involved in ways that they can introduce new ways to integrate and utilize blockchain technology, whether it's Bitcoin as a store of value, whether it's Bitcoin and altcoins and real world asset tokenization. The framework, the new framework for the global finance. That's what we're looking at right now. People are worried. But then on today, get ready for a wild day, says the Kobayashi letter. And me and DZ were debating this morning how to pronounce that. I'm curious, you guys, drop in phonetics. Phonetically, type out how you think this is pronounced. Kobayashi letter? Kobayashi letter? Kobayashi letter? Like, how do you think this is said? We don't know. But a massive 4.7 trillion. Massive number, guys. This is such a big number. A massive $4.7 trillion worth of options are expiring today based on notional value. This includes a whopping 2.8 trillion of S&P 500 options and 645 billion of single stock options. What does that mean? Let us explain. Essentially, there's a lot of things from monthly, weekly, quarterly that are across various sectors of the market that are coming in that are expiring today that can put a little bit of uncertainty or lack of lack of confidence, whether it be from bulls or bears, until this expires to start basically opening this back up here in the next week. So a little bit of pressure. We also have some of the tariff debates going on and all this kind of stuff about certainty in the market. So I do think that once we get into April, we should start to see a bit more certainty in the markets. But this is Dave W., who we've had on the channel, Dave Weisberger, brilliant guy, investor, trader, business owner, entrepreneur, all not only in the legacy markets, but also building in the blockchain ecosystem. And he said, my bull case, this is one of the issues. I want you all to realize this right now. This is one of the weird places we're at right now with Bitcoin. Is I would argue, and those of you that actually look into the data on these markets, Bitcoin is a risk asset and a risk off asset. It has more volatility in terms of price appreciation possibility than almost any asset that's out there, arguably any real asset that's out there. But it's also, because it's newer and people don't really deeply understand it yet, some people are buying it because of the potential they can make. But that volatility also has made it sort of trade like a tech stock. We've seen time and time again. Let me see if I can, which one this is, capital flow value. It's right here. So we're looking at this right here, this, basically following the trajectory of what's happening in the stock market. This is the best asset in the history of the world. And so when things are getting tight, this should also be going up. When things are getting uncertain, this should also be going up. But people are still trading this like a tech stock. So you have legacy players that are trading this the way they've traded legacy things. You also have people that are looking for the price appreciation and the ability to maybe get rich. And there's other people that are looking at this like a store of value, and other people that are just zoomed in and trading this. And it's not really taken on the real established role of what it's going to become in terms of in the eyes of market participants over the next few to many years in terms of that transition. So when you look at this, where'd it go? It's right. We got that. We got this right here. This is where it's kind of interesting, because he said, my bull case for Bitcoin is too boring for the degenerate gamblers. We saw all this liquidity going to meme coins, or even altcoins where you think you can get more to gain. But then at the same time, it's too volatile for most of the mainstream finance. So it's kind of in this weird carved path right now as people are getting their mind open about this. Meanwhile, the smart money, that's all of you, hopefully, is accumulating at these levels. And when the bulk of degens are done selling, will continue to do so. That means smart is going to continue buying, while degens are just trading and getting capitulated out, getting exhausted in this market. As the same time, the tide is turning in the mainstream, and more investors embrace the volatility as they understand that no asset can rise an order of magnitude without it. So Bitcoin is starting to make that turn, but we are sometime and comfort levels and, away from this really taking on the life that we all know it's going to, in terms of registered investment advisors really starting to push this, even at a 1 or 2% allocation to their clients. Once we start to really see headway and movement on the strategic Bitcoin reserve and nations, and that sort of race to the, not finish line, the race to stack Bitcoin really start to open up. We're already seeing the UAE already stacking into their sovereign wealth funds. We have to kind of audit and figure out where we're at in the US in terms of how much Bitcoin we actually hold. Everybody supposes it's right around 198,000 Bitcoin, but as Cynthia Loomis pointed out, they're kind of I don't want to say having trouble. They're having to pull together all the information to see if we actually have it, or if it's actually been sold at the end of this last year, or some of it at this summer guard. Now, on the one hand, if that's the case, maybe we have zero. Is that bad for Bitcoin? I would argue that would be incredible. That's going to add probably a little bit of a sell the news narrative. People are going to be a little scared around that because they're freaking idiots. But that would also put more pressure on getting that Bitcoin Act passed with 1 million Bitcoin purchase over 5 years. Currently, as it stands, they would basically be seeding that 200,000 that we have in that first 200,000 of that million Bitcoin. If this has been sold, that means that there has been 200,000 Bitcoin dropped on the market or some percentage of that, and Bitcoin has actually held up relatively well. It also may give some example, some explanation. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Some explanation as to some of the sideways action we've had in different periods over the last year or two. Now, with that being said, if it's all been sold, then that means we don't get to see that first million with those 200,000. That means that's 200,000 more that we're going to have to buy. Now that sucks in terms of you sold that, really, but it's not one more thing this new administration can turn the leaf over on and setting our economy's future up for success. And it's also a huge 200,000 more buying pressure, 200,000 Bitcoin more buying pressure that will have to come in. So let's not be fudded out of that. Let's take advantage. If the market does sell off, if they do identify that we don't hold it, great. If they do identify we hold it, that's great too. It's a win-win scenario for where we're at right now. Now, continuing on, I want to get through this because I want to look at some charts with you guys. Drop some coins that you want to look at in the live chat right now. I want to see you all get active, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on X, get active. I can see it all on my screen. Let's get these likes up. Everybody get those retweets up. I want to be able to do a giveaway today. We've got 14 people. We only need 11 more and we can do a giveaway today. Let's get that going. It's right here on the page. I'll share the link for, if you're watching on X, all you have to do is retweet. If you're watching on YouTube, this is the link that you got to go retweet, and come on, let's do the giveaway, baby. Got a couple more things. Now, these are two different time frames, but the interesting thing about this chart is chart patterns, even across two different time frames, the pattern structures have a very high history of rhyming and playing out in similar ways. Now, this is Tony the Crypto Bull, Tony the Bull Severino, who is a CMT, Certified Market Technician, aka tested and certified as this mofo knows how to read charts. And what he's seeing here, although these are slightly different shapes, we're getting what's called an extended flat here, expanded flat double top. So what we're seeing here, you can see this right here. This was the cycle top that we had in 2020 into 2022. But what you had here is this chart formation that could suggest that maybe, and I've said this time and time again, I'm so goddamn bullish, but being bullish doesn't mean market only go up if you're very bullish. I'm very bullish on what we're looking at over the next 2, 8, 12, 20 years. Now, when you zoom back into this moment right now, we want that to mean it's going up tomorrow. But we've seen uncertainty in markets. We're seeing some pressure on stuff. We're seeing a little bit of uncertainty as to what's to come in the next, coming 6 weeks or, all the way into June, depending on how this tariff and trade war pans out. But what does that have to do with Bitcoin? Well, it shouldn't. We should all be allocating more to Bitcoin because it should be the risk-off asset. But most people in this market, because this is a new market, yes, it's still new with only 16 years. It's only just now reached the doorsteps and the ears and the accepted visual perception of a lot of market players out there. So that being said, we might have some trouble in the markets if we don't get this tariff war starting to curtail into April 2nd when those tariffs go live, which the hope is some of these tariffs start to curtail. If it persists, into, May, June, then I think it's going to cause pressure on economies, not just ours, but Canada's, China's, so on and so forth. But it's to bring everybody back to the table so we can adjust those tariffs and make them more equitable and equal on both sides. Or basically, maybe we get down, this would be a hope, maybe we get all the way down to free and fair trade, meaning there aren't tariffs except for maybe on particular items of interest. Now, if this is an expanded double top, this would suggest that we may have one more leg that comes down to this C level, which would be about 75, maybe a little wick below it. And that would be perfectly in line with what? The price action coming down to retest into this box that we have had drawn out since back here in May of last year. Like rejected here. We have not yet gotten that move down into there. And that would be perfectly consistent with what we're seeing on this chart. Realize that another move down does not make this a bear market. Now, if you're looking at the 2-hour time frame, okay, we've been in a downtrend on a 2-hour time frame. But when you zoom out on the charts that matter, you realize this has only been up. It's only been a bullish market on the macro with corrections along the way. Now, when we come back over here and we look at, for instance, the 8-hour, okay, we got this sort of falling wedge here. We've fallen out of it, but we're back inside it now. Coming down into this zone would be nothing short of just us retesting previous range high, much like we did right here, testing previous range high. Note that. So that's just a bearish option if that were to happen. We have to see how the market plays out, how the tariff stuff plays out, if there's any big new news, because the Digital Asset Summit address that Trump did yesterday kind of upset some people because they want something new that's just a rehash, but realize the rehashing is bullish in and of itself because it's strengthening the position of, yes, this is what we're doing with crypto. This is what we've done. This is our plan. That's essentially what they said, which is a turning the page, night and day difference from where we were at even 6 months ago. So understanding that, and oh my God, he didn't announce capital gains. No capital gains on crypto. Well, that's only been a rumor so far. He said it, maybe we'll do that, but we're seeing these people perpetuate these sort of rumors every time he's going to talk. It just, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, great. We're still in the same position we are with taxes. Great, cool. The framework is only getting more bullish. So this does indicate that we may have an opportunity to come back down, which means you'd have another buying opportunity. But then I look at other data. Look at this. This to me is bullish. Why? During the correction period from March to October 2024, the supply of stablecoins actually showed a slight decrease and the duration of the correction was extended. In the current correction phase, this is a correction phase we're talking about. In the current correction phase, the supply of stablecoins, which can be interpreted as potential buying pressure, is trending upwards. Look at this massive growth in stablecoin supply. Now, what is growth in stablecoin supply? It is coins in stablecoins that are created as people convert fiat money into stablecoins to prepare to buy assets, or some coins that have been sold from, for instance, let's say it's Bitcoin, let's say it's Cardano, let's say it's Litecoin, sold into stables. We have a huge pile of dry powder that's kept in the crypto ecosystem, not moved out into banks, that has only grown massively. And as the price has corrected to the downside, we're getting more stable coins here, AKA more dry powder to deploy back into buying pressure into the crypto ecosystem. Now, does this mean it's a direct correlation to Bitcoin? No, this is a direct correlation to the crypto ecosystem with a huge focus on Bitcoin. And we can tell that by the market dominance of Bitcoin dominance within the crypto ecosystem. So when we come back over here, let's come over here. Let's look at BTC.D. This is not it right here. So we are still in this rising, and we fell out below. We thought it was going to be altcoin season. We did get a bit of a move up in alts here, but then we're getting this resurgence back up in here, almost getting a bit of almost like a triple top here when we're not looking at this wick. Look at this, we just noticed this on the 8-hour, getting bearish divergence here. Now we do get a wick here, but it's kind of, I'm looking at the candle bodies here. We're getting a bit of a bearish divergence here. If this can fail to make new highs and this does start to fall down again, then this would give us a pretty good move on the altcoins. So all eyes are on the stable coins, right? The Bitcoin dominance to start giving us that signal. Now, this very well could push up. There's some people that think this is going to push up into mid 60s, all the way up into 7%. I'm not of that opinion, but I do think it's possible. I'm not of that opinion, though. I will say that. So we just need to keep our eye on that. We also see, for those of you that were holding Radium, and Radium was doing so well as a DEX for all those memes and everything like that, Pump Fund just launched Pump Swap, a native DEX where all coins completing their bonding curve will now migrate automatically with zero fees, increase liquidity, and future creator revenue sharing. Now, this could be potentially a bit of a sell pressure on Radium, because Radium was handing a huge, let's actually look at that. Look at Radium. And you can see, I actually have not looked at the chart yet. Look at this. We talked about this. I drew this back here in January. And look, we've had a massive downside. This coming down into support in these levels. It's had a pretty darn big sell-off. And this is also in the face of having a lot less transactions that we've seen in the meme coin space, which I apologize to any of you that are massive meme coin traders. That kind of ran its course. We'll probably get another meme cycle again, but that was taking a lot of liquidity and focus and mind share away from meaningful projects that are out there really trying to do things and integrate. So let's actually talk about some of those. So coming back over here, let's close that out. Link. I said, oh my God, why isn't Link pumping? People are getting frustrated and realize this. The better question is, why isn't retail paying attention? There are quadrillions of reasons to be grateful, and it is perfect opportunity to stack at these levels. So I'm asking you, are you stacking Chainlink? This is what we're looking at. Follows the Coinbase verified pools on Uni. Institutional rails getting built out. Link sitting at $14, $14.34 after a plus 9% week. Sergey at the White House Crypto Summit talking U.S. leadership is a new U.S. leadership in a new financial system. We're seeing massive things in here. Plumbing moves quadrillions. This is going to be one of those things that's just going to be absolutely massive. Accumulation under 1550. This is from AIXBT, which goes out there and aggregates so much different data and just gives a non-biased look at what's going on. Accumulation under $15.50 looks good. 90% positive price action post. So they just had basically they had some unlocks. So 90% positive price action post unlock historically, with 38% retracement from February high, $19, setting up nicely. 14 million unlocked to Binance, already absorbed. Institutional rails being laid while retail sleeps. Wait for volume to confirm. Breakout. We're seeing quadrillions in TradFi flow hitting token rails. Old money doesn't know what's coming. Chain infrastructure and data are everything. Quadrillion reasons to watch Link. This is just, so damn bullish. And then you look at this right here. Link derivatives will be tokenized. The top 5 banks in terms of derivatives hold over $200 trillion worth. Makes you wonder. All this, remember, the proof, the verification, the auditability, that is, this is going to be moved on chain, and Chainlink is going to be a major player there. So how many of you out there have a percentage of your portfolio in Chainlink? It's one of my largest altcoin holdings for these reasons. And then we look right here, Chainlink telling you that the government contractual funds are coming soon. The U.S. government will provide proof of everything using Chainlink technology. Basically, this is the talking points that he broke down from this talk from Sergey. Sergey here, with the White House. And today there is a summit going on with the SEC. They're talking about regulation. Sergey's there talking. The Proof of Reserves Initiative in Washington, D.C. aims to confirm the existence of all assets. A proof of bill is being developed in collaboration with D.C. legislators. The proof of bill will enhance the reliability of various asset types within the U.S. financial system. The bill is likened to the U.S. legislation that established risk agencies, proposing a similar legislative approach for financial product reliability. Start to be able to verify products on chain. Chainlink's going to be a part of that. Enacting the proof of bill would improve the quality and reliability of the U.S. financial products by mandating a high standard of proof of information. So there's massive things coming. Proof of reserve, golly. And people are worried about Chainlink. And then you look at this. Tokenization is just getting started. Ondo Finance. Remember, this only came out last year. We come over here and we look at Ondo. What do we see? We saw a nice move up, big move down. People were, it's down. Didn't buy. And then they bought up again here, and now it's down again. This is only getting its feet under it. And it's not just Ondo. It's, we had some big move up, big move down, big move up. We're seeing it across the board. Come on, computer. Big move up, big move down, big move up, big move down. It's not Ondo itself. The market has had a pullback. We can see this, I can just show you here on the others chart. Massive move up. Look at this. Massive move down. Why is Ondo down? Well, look at the index of altcoins out there. this is the 2 round trips that we've had. There's some pressure. We have a new administration that's a lot more friendly. All these cases that have been dismissed across the board with the SEC in various altcoins, clearing the runway, making it more empowering to build in this space. And you look at some of the partnerships that Ondo has and the fact that they're trying to do Wall Street 2.0, and they have BlackRock and Securitize, BITL, US Treasuries, Wisdom Tree, MasterCard, Fidelity. They have so many different major players out there that are working alongside Ondo to make this a reality. And then you look at this data, and what do you see? While adoption for tokenized US Treasuries has seen tremendous growth, the total opportunity for global equity markets is exponentially larger, in excess of $100 trillion. So it's not just that I'm a fan of Chainlink and I'm a fan of Ondo. No, I'm a fan of those 2 projects specifically in a major way, proven by my altcoin portfolio, because of the markets that they're addressing, the partnerships that they have, and the headway that they've made in already integrating on that road to see this through. Now, will Ondo get over $100 trillion tokenized? I don't know. Probably not all 100 trillion, but if they got 10% of that, that's 10 trillion that they could get tokenized. You see where we're going? And it's over 100 trillion. So it would be, the 10% would be over that 10 trillion mark with Chainlink. Proof of reserves also validating and securing, and not only with the verifiable data of assets and financial products within the US, but also working alongside the plumbing of the largest payments network on earth, Swift, integrating. It's already proven. It's already been established. They've already said it's going live this year. Quadrillions of dollars that are transacted between Swift and DTCC. So I'm looking at the data. I don't care what color the logo is. I don't care if the price action today. I'm so bullish on the future of those assets that I'm thankful for the price action today so that we can take advantage of this now, because we're looking at the data and what is to be integrated, and where this is going tells me why would anybody be frustrated at these price levels when you see the flood that is coming? This is what we're doing. We're sitting here trying to catch the tsunami, right? And most people are running onto the beach because the water's going out. No, I'm making sure that I can take advantage of this because I'm seeing the signals. Before the tsunami comes, the beach clears of water as the tide pulls out. Now, if you don't realize that, then you get eaten alive. You just get completely crushed, because you think tsunami, a lot of water, but why does the water pull out? That's the sign. Same thing here with these markets. The markets are pulling back because retail does not understand the data that is present, that is giving indication as to what's coming. Blockchain is the rails of the future. Particular blockchains out there that I think are going to do well. Of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum is not dead. It's going to do great. But Chainlink is set up in such a beautiful way because it's not speculation. We've seen meaningful headway made in contracts and deployments and what the rollout plan is, being at the White House. Same thing with Ondo, same thing Cardano, same thing with HBAR, same thing with, and I'm still kind of have a dirty taste in my mouth about XRP, but XRP is going to do fine as well. Avalanche, going to do incredible. You look at BitTensor, gets a little bit more questionable when you get into AI, especially with the shakeout we saw with DeepSeek. But there's a number of chains out there that are probably going to take the lion's share of what is going to happen in here, happen as this market develops over the coming years. There's going to be money to be made in speculation on a lot of other coins. But I'm also looking to, make money on that, and I trade, but I'm looking for where the 95% of all the money I have in the market is what can I take advantage of that is going to be, the future is going to be built on. And some of the ones that I even just named will likely fail, because that's just the nature of how business operates moving forward. 80% of businesses fail or something like that within the first 5 years. It's going to be no different when we're looking forward, it's probably going to be a higher percentage than that in terms of failures in crypto, especially considered how many memes are out there. If you eliminate the memes entirely and you just talk about, let's say, the top 200 in coin market cap, I would argue probably somewhere between 85 to 95% of those coins in 7 years probably won't even be around. So you've got to be you have to understand what it is you're looking at, where you're putting your money, and the reason you're putting your money in those assets. Now, in 7 years, okay, but I can make money between now and then, sure. But that doesn't mean in 7 years, some of those coins, 95% of those coins are going to be gone. Between now and then, there's going to be different exploits. There's going to be teams that implode. There's going to be different regulation that comes out. There's going to be different contracts or integrations that are signed that completely eclipse a project or basically swallow them. So between now and then, it's going to, different ones are going to fail at different times. So I don't want to have all my money in one coin. We saw that with Terra Luna in last cycle. I know there's people that have lost hundreds of millions or the majority of their percentage or even 100% of their portfolio because they banked on one thing. The only thing that I would argue that if you're going to bank on one, it's Bitcoin. But I'm excited about this market. It's frustrating that it's not moving now. And then you realize the market can stay irrational longer than most people can stay solvent. Remember that, and you will do yourself a service. And if you're frustrated, get out of the charts, go outside, hug a tree, kiss a puppy, hang out with friends and family, educate yourself more, and figure out how you can stack long-term. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate y'all. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. I'm going to be doing some more altcoin stuff later for member stream. I hope you all, again, stay positive, take advantage of the opportunities that you can. Give back to people. Remember that service to others is the number one thing that you can do that can elevate your spirit and also make you focus on something other than yourself. Find gratitude for the things that you do have. Even if say I've lost 90% of all my money in the market before years ago, I learned from it, best learning experience I could have. And you could either be a victim or you could say, what can I learn? If I learn that, how can I help other people not do that? Find value in also being here before 5, 6, 7 billion people. Only 3 or 4% of the world populace is really actively involved in crypto. You are ahead. You've made it in many ways. And if you if you lose things, those are all opportunities and lessons that you can step into. So let's not be victims. Let's figure out ways we can give back, and let's love ourselves and love our friends. That's all I got for you today, everybody. I'm going to send you over to the blockchain basement. Show some love. Have a wonderful weekend. Adios. Blockchain basement's not happening today, apparently, everybody. I am going to send you somewhere. Let me tell you where right now. Is anybody online? Let me look real quick. 1 second. Let me see who is online. Refresh. No, not going there. Yeah. I'm gonna send you over to AJ. AJ writes crypto. I can't. Dang it. All right, I can't send anywhere. Nobody's online right now. Oh yeah, I can do Crypto Banter Plus.